Hey guys, Nabil here. Street Fighter 6 was announced less than a week ago, and it just seems the updates and talk about it is not stopping. And today we're gonna talk about some recently shown and announced stuff, as well as an elephant in the room that I haven't spoken about yet. But before I do that, a gentle reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I drop a new video. Now I'm gonna talk about the big thing. Street Fighter 6 was announced with a great trailer on Thursday at the PlayStation, the State of Play, and it seemed like Capcom had a big plan of giving us and showing us the roster of the game, right? So they, after that trailer, we already knew of 4 characters already. A 5th one was hinted at, but then less than a few hours later, what happened was there was a massive leak. There was a massive leak that supposedly showed the entire roster of the game. Now, I'm not gonna show the leak. I'm not gonna give you the details about the leak. It's available. So if there's still people who don't want to know what's in that leak. So that's why I'm not gonna talk about it. But people who want to know, it's pretty much everywhere right now. Even big publications, surprisingly, actually gave the details of the leak, not just talked about the leak. But anyway, we all wondered what Capcom will do about this, right? How would they go forward? Because this was the entire launch roster of the game, pretty much. Which I'm gonna say is fantastic. I'm really happy about what's in there. I'm not happy that there was a leak, but I'm happy about the roster. But Capcom and specifically the game director Takayuki Nakayama actually addressed the leak, and I gotta say, he did it really in style. So this is what he said, and this was through the official Street Fighter Twitter page. It first appeared on his Twitter, on the game director Twitter before it was shown in here. So he said, "As residents of Metro City, we've all seen things we weren't supposed to see, but we're all in this together. We appreciate all the positive reactions. Thank you for your support." So instead of just denying things and just trying to, find some excuses, they basically said, well, it happened, and we're all in this together. And he's happy because, most people are happy with what's in that leak. Not happy with the leak, but happy with what's in it. And Capcom is taking that as a win. And I think this is really great. So again, I'm not going to talk about the leak, but the fact that it happened and people are happy with what they saw made Capcom kind of confident in Street Fighter 6. And Street Fighter 6 seems like it's really trying to reinvent the wheel from what we can see. So just today, they showed this really cool new thing that as you can see here. Check this out.
Started from the bottom and I'll never look back. Look at all my haters, y'all making them mad.
So this is what they call the game face feature, right? It says, they explain that as show your attitude with the game face feature in Street Fighter 6 by pressing directional buttons during the versus screen. So you can either scowl at your opponent, act all smug, and it just kind of changes. I think this is really cool. And thanks to this small short video now, we also have and see the intros between the two characters, how they get into the stage. And this is like they're going into like a wrestling match almost and showing some information about each of the characters. I really think this adds a lot of personality to the game. I really think this is really great. You can see the name of the stage there, the intro. I think, fighting games have not been reinvented in a long time. And I think Capcom is trying to do something here. I'm not sure if they're going to be successful. I mean, we've just seen some extra things, but I'm really excited about what they're going to show us as time goes by. And it does seem that they're planning on doing this because we've been getting constant updates almost on a daily basis showing us some other stuff. Now, besides this really cool new feature, we also have some information about the 2 of the characters. So first of all, it started with Luke. So we have a little bit of information from Luke directly from the game director again, Takayuki Nakayama, and this is what he had to say. Luke has had quite the experience after the events of Street Fighter V. He's someone who would rather fight others than focus on becoming stronger. Let's see how his mischievous personality has changed over time. His offensive fighting style remains intact. Now, I gotta say this, I hated how Luke was, or how Luke looked in Street Fighter V. I hated his design, but I'm happy about how they changed him for Street Fighter 6. They also showed one of his moves, which is what they call Luke's DDT and Overdrive Sand Blast. These are new moves that empower his hard-hitting style, and as you can see, they showed this clip here. It really looks clean, by the way. Really looks clean. Then they talked about Ryu, or game director had this to show Ryu, and this is what he had to say about him. Although Street Fighter 6 occurs after the Street Fighter 3 series, Ryu still feels that he's not there yet, though he seems to have gained some dignity. The way he wears the Kasaya, which is the Buddhist robe that he's wearing, is reminiscent of his master Goken. First of all, this is the first official statement regarding that Street Fighter 6 does in fact take place after Street Fighter 3. If the hints that we talked about in the trailers are not enough, now that actually it's right from the director's mouth, Street Fighter 6 is a sequel to Street Fighter 3, which is music to my ears. Then he showed Ryu's new moves, which is the Hashogeki, as well as the Denjin Charge. These are new moves that apparently reflect Ryu's continued journey to understand true strength. Now, a lot of people I saw here, they said, why is his Hadouken looking like this? This is not his Hadouken. He still has his normal Hadouken. This is a different move called Hashogeki. And as you can see, it's kind of like a Denjin Hadouken, if you will, but the move looks different. It's short range. It gets the opponent in a juggle state, which you can, if it's in a charge, if it's in a charge version, which is, again, really excited to see how this is gonna play. And finally, Capcom has announced that they actually are gonna introduce this new announcement-filled streams that they're gonna be doing. Now they're calling this, think of this as the Nintendo Direct, but for Capcom, right? So this is this is called the Capcom Showcase, and it's a new live stream digital event bringing you, as they said, the latest Capcom game information. Tune in on June 13th, which is going to be the first episode of this Capcom Showcase, for around 35 minutes of news and in-depth updates on previously announced Capcom titles. So I do expect we're going to get some more information about Street Fighter 6, which again, I'm really excited to see what they're going to show. So all in all, this is, if you are a Street Fighter fan, and if you're on this channel, you probably are a Street Fighter fan. This is great news. The game is looking fantastic. Really excited about it. There's this whole, control schemes that the game now introduces, which I'm gonna do an entire video about it because I had some time to think about it, and I just wanna we're gonna talk about it and see what this means for the future of fighting games in general. So what do you guys think about all these announced features and all these tidbits that we had over the past few days for Street Fighter 6? Let me know all that and more in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, thank you guys for watching.